The One, Israel and Palestine. Forward by Sophia. Let me fill you in on the impressions that came with this conversation. I think that you may be helped by them. The visual was of a large spinning area. Think of an LP vinyl record, spinning quicker and quicker. We, humanity, were on it. As it sped up, some of us would lose our footing and either be held onto by others of us, or attempt to hang on ourselves. There were some who just could not hold on, it was moving too quickly for them to adjust. They were flying off. There was no judgment or sadness, only urgency. It was a bit of bedlam to witness actually. There were so many of us and it was all moving so very fast. The other thing that came through was a knowing that although the horror being reported right now is extremely difficult to digest, it is being given to us this way as a gift of sorts. None of us will walk through this time without knowing of the depths that were reached in human behavior. This is a time when we will have it all. No more secrets. It is then that we will insist on love in no uncertain terms. Clarity is where we are headed. We will get there together. It is the one. Thank you. Will you talk about Israel? These are final skirmishes and repayments as both sides make statements. These statements are either to hurt as many as possible while facing sure defeat, or to destroy them once and for all. One side has won. What you see now are retaliations, paybacks, roundups, disablings, cleanup. It is the most destructive force of this war, and it has begun in more of a visible way for you. Realize that there are some who will perpetuate fear to garnish views and followers. Do not fall into fear. There are no unplanned exits. There are no unplanned exits. What occurs on Earth now is an attempt at this group's scorched earth behavior. In this way, they will see themselves as having gotten, even rather than having lost. They will not exit quietly or peacefully. There is nothing to be gained, in their eyes, by doing so. There are reports of other attacks, on U.S. bases, as efforts to rescue their own from confinement who were being held and on their way to a highly secure prison. Are these reports true? As was said, they have enacted their scorched earth method. Some will attempt to surrender rather than be executed. Yet these holdouts who offer cooperation, at this final stage, are not trusted. Chances were given before now, many of them. The dark ones here now enacting absolute terror are only able to be stopped with force. You've entered a visibly brutal phase of your world's liberation. It will not last long. I am seeing something, like lone factions who are isolated and potentially deadly? Yes. There are some. Few, who may or may not be triggered into action at some point with potentially deadly results. It is these players that the calming trails are aimed at. As the frequency speeds up and supports unification, it is as if these individuals get thrown off, discarded and lost. They require assistance in order to return to appropriate functioning. These are humans. All of whom you are dealing with now are human. Some of them are extremely corrupted, and are fighting and clawing to maintain their way of life. Others of them expressing, in full view, the horror of Earth's capture. It is as if you now see and are witness to the type of disregard for human life that has been a staple on your planet since its capture. These crimes are not new. The blatant, obvious, right in front of the camera nature of them is new. New for those of you who view life from a somewhat sheltered perspective. What happens now is that you are viscerally feeling the horror that your fellow man, in some form or another, has felt long before this moment. These horrors have been ongoing yet beneath the radar. They had an effect on those of you in the light of day but in a somewhat removed fashion. The attack on Israel is being called another 9/11 moment. An attack on the world. It is both personal and felt. In one more extremely visceral moment you experience unity. Retain the image of the frequency acceleration throwing people off. There are deep truths held there. As light bearers, it is vital that you remain solid through this storm, a lighthouse, a beacon. It will not stop increasing. Yet realize that there will come a day when the speed of its vibration is the speed of everything. It will not stick out then. It will not throw people off who can't or won't hold on. You witness now a vivid illustration of the horror perpetrated on Earth's humans. It is not over, the witnessing. Yet you approach a calm. This calm comes after this storm. Its effect will be felt as deeply as the effect of the storm. There are no words available to justify what is happening now. No emotion can be conjured to make sense of this. This is because, my dear human, it will not make sense to any human. It is madness. It exits. It operates on a fear, hate frequency that stands out now in sharp contrast to Earth's emerging love frequency. The two cannot mix, and no longer will the horror be hidden. You will see the outing of players now who is who. Realize that every part played was done so to facilitate mankind's awakening. Realize this and amplify your light and your love. These are the end times. Your power is required, and it stabilizes the coming frequency for all who are within your sphere. Shine on, dear ones, shine on. You will not be disappointed. That is all. Thank you.